what we're doing today is we're coming to you live from the Buffalo Naval Park, just for it seems to turn into 10 or 12. And we're going to talk. Thank you, Stephen. Yes, we could talk about my boots because I do plan on going down into what we are calling, not for this live segment, but we're going to film a video today of going into the B2 and B3 areas. Otherwise, I like to call them as the forward engine room, aft far room, B2, B3. All right, you got the door here, so. All right, so we're on the Sullivans, and for this update, what we're going to do is the water level has risen to 573, which means it's about 2. A little last week it would have been 4 feet, but what we're seeing is the snow comes in great droves and then it completely melts. And as I've commented with people on some of our videos, that the water table doesn't, and that might be why the Buffalo River is low, because all those tributaries don't get that water because it doesn't soak into the ground. Here's one of our bubblers. You can see it looks like that chocolate drink, Stephen. What's that chocolate drink? Yoo-hoo or something?
Like Yoo-hoo, I guess?
Yoo-hoo, yeah.
Is that the color of the Yoo-hoo you're drinking?
Yeah, that's what I think. All right, be careful. All right, so we are going to start. What we wanted to do was talk a little bit about the browse. Now, we have 3 browse that come to the Sullivans, and we removed one of them prior to the storm. It's this one, the stern one right here. So you can see the gate right there, and we just completely took it off prior to the storm. If you've watched some of our other videos, here is, look at the damage here. So we had raised this brow. This is what leads to the pylon, the mooring pylon, which then leads up to the Little Rock. All right, we raised it, and during the storm, that came down and was hanging by some chain in the water, and then it froze. Right, the river froze, and if you've watched one of our videos, I kind of zoom in from the stern there. So now that was just sitting in the water. Thankfully, we were able to retrieve it, and then we're going to leave it off for the rest of the year. We're not going to put it up now just to have it damaged in February or something like that. So we're just going to leave it off until we get ready to open, and then we'll reattach it. You can see it there where it connects. We're missing some of those braces right there. Yeah, look at that.
Hey guys, just want to let you know that we're doing this from a phone, so we don't really have access to comments right now. I'm not sure if comments are coming through or not, but as always, Shane will address your comments after the video.
Yeah, that's true. Can you see if anyone's watching?
Right now we have 13 viewers.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here today. It's about 37 degrees right now. And if you take a look at my boots, this is because we are filming a
Okay, we're good. We should be back.
Should be?
We should.
Into the same video or create?
No. It should 11 seconds. Now it's 4 minutes, 26 seconds.
Okay. Oh, good. So it didn't start back to 0. All right. So the brow we just crossed, which is our main brow to the Sullivans onto the quarterdeck, with that 2 feet of river, she kind of rose. She shifted a little port, which meant that the brow slid off of the sidewalk in the promenade and just went straight down. Now we have the davit and the chain there, and we were able to have a crew that cranked it back up, and then we also tightened those mooring lines again that got stretched. If you watched one of our videos, with the ice, they got stretched, and so we looped those up, and now we're as tight as we can be again. It's an important part is if you've watched the Ryan video, Ryan Zemansky from Battleship New Jersey, they tightened and loosened depending on the weather. All right, and we have begun to do that, say, over the last couple of years, but it's not something we did consistently over the 40 years. But so we're tightened up now. If we do have another major event coming in will loosen them up a little bit, depending on what the weather actually is. If the river's going to rise, if it's going to be windy.
So this is the brow.
Yep. So there it is. You can see the davit right here. We raised it up, and now she's very securely back on. There you go. Yeah. All right. So we also want
back.
Okay. So
okay, we should be good now. I just realized I was pulling off our internet, not on my data. So we should be good, guys. Hopefully you're still with us. Looks like 12 of you are.
Hopefully, yeah.
So we should be good now. So about a 3-degree list, as Shane was saying.
Yeah, and that's to port. I mean, at 3 degrees, you can really feel it. So what we did find was that in B2 and B3, after the storm and we got back on board, we had about 22 to 28 inches of water in the forward engine room, and then that led some free association to the aft fire room. So the aft fire room is on the tour route. If you've seen that before, I'm sure we've done some videos in there. But the forward engine room is not on the tour route. So we're going to go down in a video form and start doing some filming down there. And that's the traditional way of going up, that vertical ladder straight up and down. And so that's how we're going to attack that later in the video. For the list, we're looking at that. Joe Lombardi is here, our naval
architect.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's here, and he knows about the list, and he's got his crew here. So we have eyes on this situation. We want to see where this free association is, but it's stabilizing. The water that we do have in the forward engine room is stabilized anywhere between 24 and 28 inches. And over the past 2 days, it has not gone up. So we're going to check that out. But that might be contributing to this port west. But we're floating right now. We're moving a little bit. You can see the mooring lines right here. They're, they'll stretch and move. So we're sliding right back to this bunker here. You look at all that damage from the Sullivans right here. That's right. That was some more damage. So we were up that high.
This is from the blizzard?
Yeah. The ship was up that high that you probably can't see it here, but you can see right there. You can see some of that cement. Well, don't drop the phone.
Wow, I can't believe, I didn't even realize it was that high.
Yeah, because that's 6-7 feet, right, from the deck. But yeah, along, I don't know if we can see that with your phone, along, you can just see some of the cement right here from the rubbing. You can see some of the cement right here from the rubbing. Right there to right here. And you can see our flex right there in the hull. We've always had a little bump there, probably from earlier here in Buffalo, where there was a divot right there, but it looks like it got a little worse. But again, we've had Joe and the crew down there. Even though there's some bending to the hull, it's pretty stable. So yeah, we were up to that level, bumping up against that mooring tower. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to film a video. We're going to go down into the forward engine room, climb down that vertical ladder and through the deck hatch. It's going to be dark down there, but we're going to see about where the water is. And a pumping plan is in place. That will probably happen tomorrow. We're thinking, we're just coordinating with the environmental firm and Bidco.
And that's Miller again, who we worked with in
Miller,
April.
They're in our Rolodex now.
Yeah.
So, but we think the water, as of right now, the water will be clean enough to pump right into the Buffalo sewer system. And then we're going to look for that hole, because we're wondering if there's a pipe that's leading through that transverse bulkhead separating the forward engine room from the aft fire room. And there might be some pipe or cable lays going through there that's allowing for some free association. So as of right now, yes, you feel that even if it's a 2.9 or a 3 degree list, you can really feel it.
Yeah, and this is not something that's like incredibly worrying, right? What?
For you?
Oh. Nah, they don't give a shit crap about me. No, but a three degree list is something we've had before, even before the sinking, where, you know, we would kind of be walking like this.
Yeah, no, that's true. And
so this is nothing like April, right? Like, we want to just reiterate that, you know, I know that our executive director was on the news last night kind of saying that we have about 30 inches of water in the Sullivans, but it's not anything compared to the hundreds of thousands of gallons we had in April. This is not a similar situation.
And with that emergency plan we've put into place, all right, earlier throughout the summer and the fall, we worked on that emergency plan. So we have everything laid out. You know, Stephen and I have talked about that in live sessions and things, other live sessions, and that scenario A, this is what happens. Scenario B, this is what happens. So we're in that. So we're constantly monitoring it, and then we'll pump the water out, hopefully into the Buffalo sewer system. And then the crew will be here, the Vidco crew, and they will find whatever we need to find and get it patched up for now.
So the plans that we have in place and everything that happened since April, do you think the damage could have been a lot worse because of this blizzard? Do you think that some of the things we put into place have helped this situation?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I think that when we knew the storm was coming, I can't, again, I've been here about 5 years, but I don't remember us having a crew to have the ability to shut every door, every deck hatch, the way we did, using the dog wrenches when something was, I mean, we tightened it down as much as we could. And in the past, we just didn't have the crew to do that. I mean, that would have taken a whole week for 1 or 2 people to walk through, to find everything, and to be able to have the equipment to dog it down. So with the new crew, we've got about 5, 6 crew members now, as opposed to 2 or 3. And then they each parsed out one of the ships, and we went through even the Croaker, all 3 ships, to dog down every door and every hatch that we could to prevent as much water incursion, and that's what we'll be doing moving forward. So that's one of the big plans that was in place.
How about any damage to the Little Rock?
None that I know of as of right now. So the question was, come on, Kevin.
No, you're good.
Are you doing for insurance?
No, we're just doing a live show.
We're doing a live show. So you're on live. That's
This is Kevin, one of our caretakers.
Yeah.
You just saved us a lot of money.
You never know what you're going to get when you come live, right? So the crew, when we got back, went through the Little Rock. There's no water incursion. We've had a lot of rain, though, lately. So we're just seeing those normal things coming from the 02, 03 levels, where there's some degradation in the decking that leads down. And so just on the main deck and the deck houses, there's some water leakage there, but that's not anything to do with the hull and with her armor belt and things. She's pretty good. Gone into every space on the second platform, things like that. So.
Yeah, so if you, oh, hey, buddy. If you go to our Instagram page, like the official Instagram for the Naval Park, which is actually Buffalo Military Park, for whatever reason, you can actually see videos during the storm that we have posted up there in pictures. So if you don't follow us on there, or even if you do and you haven't seen them, we do have some video during the actual blizzard, which is kind of cinematic, if you will. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Thanks for that. So check our Instagram page.
Yeah, Buffalo Military Park, I believe is what it is.
And for the Croaker, if people want an update on the Croaker, we had an induction pipe that had leaked. We got a lot of packing in there, and we put a lot of, that was our major concern down near the sonar room. And if you've watched that video on our YouTube called Checking Buckets, it's me and Jim. We go down to that pipe, and then he had a volunteer named Dennis. They really packed it up in September or October. So he came right down, and instead of just filling buckets, it was just a trickle. All right, so that was the water incursion on, at least within the pressure hull of the Croaker. So again, having more eyes on board, having the ability to do daily checks. So yeah, we have about that in B2 and B3. And so we're going to go down there and film it. Bidco knows. We've gotten approval to pump it out already. We just got to get the crews down here and do that. And then we're going to locate where that water incursion came from. And this is what we've been talking about with museum ships, having the ability to have all eyes on this as much as possible. And with the event in April, the capsizing event, that allowed us to build relationships with organizations that we have not had in the past. So now everyone's right. I'm joking about it, but right in our Rolodex, we can call someone, they'll be right down, and we will take care of this. So,
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that the work that Bidco did in April,
oh, yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if April didn't happen, where the Sullivans would be during this blizzard? I mean...
No, that's very true, because they patched 58 holes, right? We did not have the ability to do that with our staff and our diver. I mean, that workload was just too much
Right.
for one or two people to do. So having Bidco patching up the 58 holes allowed us to get through this, and then dogging everything down as tightly as we did allowed us to get through with very minimal incursion. Right? It's nothing we're worried about. It's being addressed and taken care of. You know, it's like taking your kid to the doctor. Right? I don't have kids, Stephen. What? It's like...
Yeah, well, if my kid had 58 holes in them, I'd be concerned.
Very true. No, I get it, right? But we're talking to the doctors, so to speak, and it's not a problem, and we're going to get it taken care of. The next video will be a filmed video, not live, but we're going to go down to those places and see about the water and show you guys what we're looking at. Anything else?
No, if you're wondering what that loud banging is, just because we are at a list, the gate is kind of just shutting real quick. So anytime that the Sullivans is at a list, port side, yeah, the door shuts louder and kind of slams like we're angry.
Yep, so that's what you see over there.
That's insane that it was that high. I didn't realize. I knew it was high because I remember watching the Croaker video, and it was almost like the bottom of the hole was even with the promenade, which was insane.
That's insane. No, that's true. Yeah, and it was even higher than that, right? Like it wasn't like the shear line at the main deck was perfectly even with that concrete. It was above that.
I couldn't even imagine what the Little Rock looked like at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it just is, you got to check those videos, you know. But so the browse, this concrete patch from the mooring tower, and the list. So we're hopeful that that's once we get the water pumped out, that will take care of the list. But we've got Bidco here, we got Joe Lombardi and Ocean Technical Services here, so we're all set.
So we had some people here during the blizzard, right?
We had staff as much as possible being able to come in.
Because I don't know, those of you that are not from the Buffalo area, like we got snow. Some of us were, I mean, I live 40 minutes away because, you know, Ken likes to tell everybody that on a weekly, monthly basis. But I mean, yeah, I had about 4 feet at my house. And I mean, we didn't get out for about 4 days.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was, you couldn't go anywhere, even if, not only was there a driving ban, but you couldn't get anywhere anyway. I live a mile away, and yeah, I had about 4 feet. You know, I can't shovel, I can't dig out. I mean, no one's going anywhere, right? So, so we had eyes on that Friday, which is when we did a couple of the live videos. And then we all left Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I think someone visited on Monday. And then I did that video on Tuesday where I walked the promenade. And I wasn't able to get on board because I was alone and I didn't want to take the risk. But yeah, so probably the days that no one was here was that Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Oh wow, we're moving, huh?
Saturday and Sunday.
Do you feel that?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going
Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can catch that on video. I just got some movement feeling, but let's see. I don't know if you could. Nah.
You can hear it a little bit with the. You can hear it a little bit with the.
You could see it a little bit. You can see that the mooring lines in the back are kind of moving a little bit. It's pretty wild, actually, though. Feeling it.
Yeah.
Like while you're standing here, especially when it's not really supposed to be moving. We
Well,
got
it just kind of gives you the
USS Sullivan's caretaker, Andrew, coming up. Say hi, Andrew.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, that's just 1/50th or 100th of what it would be like to be on board.
Right. I mean, we're like, this is cool, but people just, live on it all the time.
But you have to be young, right? When I was rolling about this when you're my age or your age.
You have vertigo.
Yeah, vertigo and all that stuff. So, all right, we're going to head off and anything else? And again, sorry, we can't check comments.
Yeah, there were some comments. I could see them. I just couldn't respond to them, but just a lot of people checking in, thanking us for the updates, and a lot of ragging on me for being behind the camera. So we love you guys.
All right, there we go. So what do you want to say?
Can't wait till it snows again next week.
It's supposed to snow? What are we supposed to get
It was kind of crazy, right? So again, those of you that are not from the area, it was 50 degrees right after the blizzard.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we talk about how we had 4 feet of snow, and then you're probably looking around and be like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I mean, everything just melted. It was 50 degrees, it was rain. I mean, everything's been flooded. I mean, the streets are still got huge puddles in them. I mean, my front lawn looks like a swimming pool. It's just insane. So, it's been a wild week.
It has.
Or a wild 2 weeks. It's definitely spending Christmas Day shoveling for 4 or 5 hours.
Ooh, not fun.
Not the greatest, but...
And yeah, I don't know about you guys out there in the world or for even Steven, but I mean, we celebrated Christmas on New Year's.
We did that with her family. We did Christmas on New Year's.
Yeah, so it's like we didn't even...
Like a lot of people probably did it, and it wasn't even like we were mad or upset. I think a lot of us were thankful, right? Because I think it's up to 41 people now that did die in just in Erie County alone, which is where Buffalo is. And I mean, a lot of us, I think, woke up Christmas morning, the sun was finally out, and it looked beautiful. Like, it was almost like the perfect Christmas morning, right? You go through the storm, and then you wake up, and there's Christmas and it's snow, but everyone just seemed thankful and happy to just be able to help you. I mean, I live in a somewhat residential area, and we just all help each other. It was an experience. Christmas like I've never experienced before, but not like in a bad way. Right? Like,
I agree. You know, Gregory just asked, is the fourth boat a PT boat? And so we walked by it, and yeah, so this is our orientation is okay. So yeah, this is our PTF. This is PTF 17, nasty class, built by the Trumpy and Sons.
Last one?
No, there are a couple other. There might be one other of this particular class. I think there was PTF 1 through 22, and then they had 22 to 26, but it might have been slightly modified. Yeah. But yeah, here you go. We just had a 3-year preservation project for it.
Chris, right?
Yep, Chris Afuso.
I mean, amazing job. And they were here all throughout the summer just working on it, and it was nice to see them working on it while we were open and people got to see. And I mean, if you saw what it looked like a year and a half ago and looking at it now, you would think we got a new boat.
Yeah, absolutely. The canopy, they did the bridge and canopy. They redid all you see the 20 millimeters there, the 50 cannon. Yep, there you go. It's just coming into view right now. All right, they got to work on the 3-inch right here. So that's the last step, but you can see paint job, they patched up. And so one of the things we want to do, she served in Vietnam for a couple of years and then served in the Great Lakes. And getting at least people up to the main deck, not walking on board, but getting people through this gate and then walking up the stairs to at least see what it's like. We've got to get the lifelines back up and the stanchions. But yeah, it's a nice 3-year project. Here's, we have a sign about it. All right, so that people could read. All right, so we had Lindy Air, the Ford Motor Company here in Buffalo, Northrop Grumman, and Home Depot. All right, so they started this in 2019 and then worked all the summers and they just wrapped it up this year, again, except for the one armament on the back. But yeah, there you go. So PTF-17, I have not done any videos about PTF-17, but I will and should. There's the crew. Some of the crew. All right, here you go, bro.
All right, guys, we're
All
gonna wrap
yep.
it up.
Ooh, that's a long one. Wow.
Yeah, I know. You're like 12 minutes, maybe. We're gonna wrap it up, but like Shane said, he'll have a video up soon that he'll be filming today. Maybe it'll be up, I don't know, Wednesday. I don't know, what's today?
Today's Thursday.
Maybe it'll be up.
It'll be up in 6 days.
I thought it was Tuesday. Don't ask me why.
No, it happens.
Maybe tomorrow night we'll have it up, but definitely
Or tonight.
Yeah,
Hopefully we'll just upload it after I film it. So.
There you go. All right, guys. Thanks.